Rise and grind, folks. Guys, I'm on the way to a brand new customer. This is a no-heat call. She called yesterday and said that the heat stopped working. She got the thermostat up to like 75 and it's in the 60s. Guys, I'm almost there right now. Let's go take a look. I'll see y'all when I get inside. This is an 80% hot water boiler. And the customer said that the house felt cold last night and it randomly turned back on this morning. And this is a very primitive boiler, as you see. This thing doesn't even have an aquastat. They got an inline pipe thermometer to turn on the pump. All my radiators are hot. Give me 1 second, guys. You got it turned up to 80? Yeah. Could you do me a favor? Could you turn the thermostat down to 50? I want to make sure this pump turns off. Okay. It might be a glitch inside that thermostat, but let me make sure this unit turns off and on. But crank it all the way down to the left. Make sure I can hear this pump turn off. Right now my burner's off, but my pump is still running. Let me know when you turn it off. And could you see what the bottom number is? Is the bottom number still at 72 degrees? Yeah. All right. All right, guys. You see these inline pipe thermometers? This doesn't go off internal boiler temp. This goes off pipe temperature. So this inline pipe thermometer is going to turn this pump on at a certain temp, and it's going to turn the pump off at a certain temp. Consider this like the fan limit switch, but with hot water. These are very primitive controls, but the controllers are very effective if you hook these up the right way. But you see here, what is this at? 125, 130. This looks like between 135 and 140 is the cut-on point. But these pipes are still burning hot. Sounds like my pump just turned off right now. My pilot is the only thing that's on. Could you crank it back up to 80? She has a round Honeywell Mercury thermostat. I'm not ruling out that thermostat, but she said the radiators were cold. Guys, what I'm gonna do, and I gotta watch for the droppings here. I'm gonna test for amps on that pump, but this is certainly an intermittent problem here. And this is an older boiler, but knock on wood, it still looks good for the age. Still looks good. Alright guys, but tell you what, at a minimum, and this customer said that she never got maintenance done here on this boiler. I think maintenance is going to be important for sure moving forward. But guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the truck and get my meter. I want to make sure that this pump is turning on. Now, keep in mind, this is a smaller house. I think it's only 2 floors. Even with your circulator pump not running, most of your supply on the lower levels can still get hot. But just because my pipes are hot, that doesn't necessarily mean that my pump is running. And that's what I gotta ascertain before we move forward. All right, guys, let me get what I need here. I'll be right back. This is a Bell & Gossett. I'm trying to zoom in so you guys can see. This is a Bell & Gossett. And my running low amps on the circulator is 0.80. You guys see that? What that means is once I hook the meter up to this thing, I should read amps, but it should not exceed 0.80. And you see that 0.73 right now. My unit was off on burners. My unit was off on limits. And right now, my burners just turned back on. I got it up to 80. But most importantly, with the burners off, I'm still getting proper amps. Now, I mentioned this before, with diagnosing circulator pumps, there's only one of three scenarios. One, if the circulator pump is not getting powered, then you have to troubleshoot and go back to whatever is sending power to the circulator. If the circulator pump is not getting powered and the circulator pump is not bad, you have to first verify proper voltage before assuming that any item is bad. One is no power. Two is what you see here. It's drawing normal amps. It's not exceeding the rated load, but it's drawing proper amps. This is situation 2. Situation 3 is if we're overamping. See, remember this thing is rated for 0.80. If I was drawing a 1.0 amp on a 0.80 circulator pump, that will confirm that the bearings are seized up. And even though the motor is getting power, if it's overamping, then we're not going to get heat up on the second floor. So once you guys see this, it's almost impossible to misdiagnose one situation for the other. Just take your time and make sure you got a proper voltmeter. And lastly, make sure you sanitize your tools. You don't want anything to get covered in droppings here. But guys, with that being said, I thought both of these were hooked up to my circulator, but it looks like this is either delay on make or delay on break inline thermometer. I think this is the delay on make. Once the temperature exceeds or reaches this point, it's going to send power to the circulator. Now, I've seen older boilers with both, but I think this one is just a limit switch here. This doesn't go to the circulator, this goes to the burner. So, but guys, once again, always, if you run across operational older boilers and furnaces and AC units, try your best to study these older controllers, because the new stuff you see is only a combination of everything of these older systems. So Aquastat is going to have a limit switch and an inline pipe thermometer built in. And of course, the Aquastat has the well that's located on the side or in the front of the boiler. Everything you see here is primitive, so you're not going to have any Aquastats, not on these type of setups. But guys, what I'm going to do is I got to show the customer what I just told you to do, and we're going to recommend maintenance here. But all right, guys, let me do my thing here. I'll be back. Everything's looking good. And if I do say so myself, this is a good looking American Standard gas boiler. The only thing I did was just wipe down the dust. Circulator pump amps are fine. Check my draft hood. There was a bunch of dust on the perimeter. We wiped that off. My boiler pressure is on point, 12 psi. And I'm just wiping down a little dust is around the manifold here. But yeah, guys, every once in a while we run across an operational dinosaur. You have to appreciate it, because they do not make boilers, heat pumps, and AC units like what you see right here. Look at this. This is craftsmanship. It tells you exactly how to relight the pilot. Now, customers got to get the install manual online to know how to to know how to reset things, and also they got to call tech support. That's going to cost $100 to explain to them how to reset a thermostat. But guys, you got to love simple and primitive controllers. Everything you see now, I'm talking from communicating and modulating high efficiency equipment, everything derived from simple ABC controls. So it's best to learn how to fix the new stuff, but you always got to show respect to what was here 30, 40, 50 years ago, especially if it's working. But guys, what I'm going to do right now, I got my switch off. I'm just going to wipe the burners down, and I'm going to fire this bad boy up. I'll be right back. Everything's heating up. And like I told you guys, I got stories for days. I just got to remember it at this point. But what you see here real quick, this is a hot water gas boiler. This reminds me of a system a customer had in Philadelphia. This had to have been at least 5 or 6 years ago. I think I came out there for an estimate. That was the first time customer. He said the boiler was still working, but he wants to look into upgrading his gravity hot water boiler. Now guys, if you don't know, you'll still have a supply and return pipe like you see here with gravity hot water boilers. However, you won't see a circulator pump. Now, the question is, how does a gravity boiler send heat to and from the radiators? It relies on convection, similar to steam, but without the steam. Now, this could take a little bit longer, and one thing I did ask the customer in regards to what the pain points was with that setup, he basically told me he had 2 or 3 radiators on the second and third floor. For one, it took a while to heat up, and he said for 2, he has to constantly bleed air from those baseboards, from those radiators on the second and third floor. So he said someone mentioned adding a circulator pump, but at this point, since the boiler was like 40 years old, he wanted to look into replacing it. Now, I'm pretty sure you might have upgraded to a conventional hot water gas boiler with a pump, but guys, that was my first time I read about convection hot water boilers or gravity hot water boilers. I even seen gravity furnaces without blower motors, but I actually never seen a gravity hot water boiler actually still functioning. Most of them are rusted over, and at that point you got to replace it. But that was the only one I've seen in circulation. But like I often say, guys, you stick around this long enough, you're gonna see a lot of cool things, and everything you see is gonna be relative to you learning more. But guys, everything's rocking and rolling. I'm just gonna check my radiators on the second floor, and we should be good to go here. But there you guys have it. Boiler not working, intermittent problems. Everything is okay. We did the maintenance here, and most importantly, we'll shoot back out here in the fall of, it's kind of weird saying fall of this year, even though it's already February. But we'll shoot back out here probably around September, October, and we'll keep this bad boy rocking and rolling here. But all right, guys, there you have it. Peace out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.